Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Now, I would like to say thank you for watching our video presentations today. Now, we will explain about grammar for young learners. It's great to see you all. Okay, let me introduce myself and my partner in a group. My name is Dewa Ayura Estri Mautami, and my partner is Maria Suartini, Kadek Heni Kristiani, Ninyoman Sri Parasawita Padukuhan, and Niwayan Ulantari.
Okay, the first presentation I will do presenting about teaching grammar. Learning grammar is a messy process requiring the teacher to provide lots of meaningful practice, recycling, and guidance in attending to language form. Next. So for the young learners, so difficult to understand about grammar explanation. So we must minimize grammar explanation to be more simple. So there are points to minimize grammar explanation. The first is help students notice the target structure and help students use the target structure and understand the meaning. For example, the target is plural nouns. In general, to explain about plural nouns like this, to make regular nouns plural, add s to the end. If the singular noun ends in s, double s, sh, ch, x, or z, add es to the end to make it plural. So if we explain like this, the children aren't good at understand about the grammar explanation. So we must do explain more be simple. So how? Next. Jadi bagaimana cara kita agar mereka lebih bisa memahami grammar dengan bahasa yang sederhana. Jadi for remember, grammar is notice. Grammar is notice. Misalkan di sini ada dog, ada kata dog untuk pluralnya jadi dogs, cat cats, book books, egg eggs. Jadi bagaimana cara kita menjelaskan kedua kata ini karena that's difference. Karena dua kata ini memiliki makna yang berbeda, namun terdengar mirip seperti itu. Jadi misalkan saya menjelaskan sebuah pulpen, di tangan kanan satu pulpen dan di tangan kiri itu ada 4 pulpen. Jadi saya menjelaskan seperti ini. Look, I have a pen, and then I have 4 pens, 4 pens. Jadi di sana ada penekanan a pen dan 4 pens agar membantu mereka untuk notice the target structure-nya yaitu plural nouns. Seperti itu. Jadi dengan mereka ternotis bahwa ada perbedaan di antara kedua kata itu, mereka akan mulai memahami the target structure-nya yaitu plural nouns tersebut. Nah, setelah mereka sudah mulai ternotis, kita akan bantu mereka juga untuk menggunakan use the target structure dengan misalkan kita bertanya, what is this? Mereka akan menjawab pen. How many pen do I have? Mereka akan menjawab 4 pens. Apabila mereka masih menjawab 4 pen, kita bisa bantu lagi untuk menekankan bahwa jawabannya adalah 4 pens. Seperti itu. That's for me. The next slide will be continued by my friends. Thank you.
And then organization of grammar teaching. This part is about the organization of grammar teaching as a general framework of a very wide variety of teaching techniques. In the UR books entitled Grammar Practice Activities, there are 4 stages in the organization of grammar teaching that should be applied in teaching grammar. Among other things are: first, presentation. Presentation is the first activity done to make the learners perceive the structure is form and meaning in both speech and writing and take it into short-term memory. In this stage, the teacher just stimulates students to be familiar with the new pattern or structure through an input text in which the grammar grammar item appear and makes a certain grammar silence. So, the teacher presents the class with a text in which the grammatical structure appears. It can be a short story or dialogues, which appears in written form in the textbook. It is my read by teacher and or student loudly. The student might be asked to be read aloud, repeat, reproduce from memory, or copy out instead of the use of the structure within the text. Second, isolation explanation. This stage focus on the grammatical item themselves, the pronunciation, the function of grammar, and the meaning. This stage aims to make students understand these various aspects of the structure. In this stage, the teacher explains the grammatical item, what they sound and alike, what they mean, how they function, so the teacher is required to show and explain the pattern, the form, and the function of grammatical item that is taught as clearly as possible to the student and to give the example. Third, practice. In this stage, teacher gives exercise to students both in classroom and home in order to cause the student absorb the structure totally or to transfer what they know from short-term memory to long-term memory. This part is the most important stage because through practice in the material is most thoroughly and permanently learned. So, here the students are required to practice and apply the structure through exercise. The exercise that should be given to the student might vary and contain certain purpose. And last, test. In this stage, the teacher gives tests. The test can be a formal examination. However, the test can be done automatically and unconsciously as the course process. To know the learner improvement skill, giving the test is a must which aims to provide feedback that can be produce progress to the teacher and learners. For the learners, the test is given in order to the learners demonstrate to themselves and to the teacher how well they have mastered the material they have been learning. Next. Technique in teaching grammar. This part is about ways in teaching grammar. There are some techniques in teaching grammar as what stated by UR. There are 3 stages in teaching grammar and each of stages there are techniques that can be applied. First, technique in presentation stage. In presenting grammar, techniques that can be implemented among other things are using text, PPR, picture, real object, game, and song. Using object in presentation stage, the teacher can use the things around the student as media in presenting an explanation and explaining imperative sentence, such as teacher is holding a pen or book while saying, "Take the pen, take the book." Then ask the student to say to say as how what the teacher says. Second, technique in isolation explanation stage. In this stage, the teacher explains the grammatical item, what they sound and look like, what they mean, how they function. The teacher shows and explains the pattern, the form, and the function of grammatical item that is taught. For instance, in teaching imperative, the teacher tells the student how to make imperative and use them by showing the pattern and give example as clearly as possible. Since here the student learn and try to understand what rules govern the sentence, what the function and what the form of the stage looks like. Technique in practice stage. Practicing the grammatical rules of target language means the students are required to apply the grammar rule. There are many exercises that can be given in this stage. The exercise that can be given in this stage might vary. They can be discrete item, making negative sentence of imperative, completing missing pictorial dialogue, creating short dialogue based on picture and clues given, and the student might be asked to make 2 or 3 cards to write a verb. Its meaning, and the imperative sentence. In this practice stage, there are still more kind of exercise that can be given to students, depends on the teacher policy.
Okay, thanks for the time. The next I will to continue the material is about teaching vocabulary. When teaching varied language vocabulary to children, the children needs to keep in mind that young learners are still building on their first language vocabulary and are still in the process of acquiring and organizing concepts. The first language background needs to be taken into account in order to know what will work and what may be too difficult for children. It is also common sense that teaching names of animals will go fine with young learners. However, teaching more complex adjectives. Nah, ketika mengajarkan kosakata bahasa asing kepada anak-anak, guru perlu mengingat bahwa pelajar muda masih membangun kosakata bahasa pertama mereka dan masih dalam proses memperoleh dan mengatur konsep. Latar belakang bahasa perlu diperhitungkan untuk mengetahui apa yang akan berhasil dan apa yang mungkin terlalu sulit bagi anak-anak. Hal ini juga masuk akal bahwa mengajar nama hewan akan baik dengan young learners, namun mengajar kata sifat yang kompleks juga lebih baik. The teacher should be also note that learning a new word is not a simple task that is done once and then completed. This teacher should go back to the previously taught words regularly. Guru juga harus memperhatikan bahwa mempelajari kata baru bukanlah tugas sederhana yang dilakukan sekali dan kemudian selesai. Guru harus kembali ke kata-kata yang diajarkan sebelumnya secara teratur. And the children need to be exposed to the word in the many different situations, which mean that learning a word takes a long time. Nah, anak-anak perlu dihadapkan pada kata-kata dalam banyak situasi yang berbeda, yang berarti bahwa mereka mempelajari sebuah kata yang membutuhkan waktu yang lama. And the next, Brewster, Ellis, and Gira say, children go to track 5 main stakes in their efforts to learn new words and attack the word they already know. The stakes they identify are the following. The first is understanding and learning the meaning of the new words. And the second is attending to form. The third, vocabulary practicing, memorizing, and checking activities. The fourth, consolidating, recycling, extending, organizing, recording, and personalizing vocabulary. And the last is developing strategies for vocabulary learning, such as Pictionary games and categories game. Nah, anak-anak menurut Brewster, Ellis, dan Girard, anak-anak melalui 5 tahapan utama dalam upaya mereka untuk mempelajari kata-kata baru dan melampirkan kata-kata yang sudah mereka ketahui. Tahapan yang mereka identifikasikan adalah yang pertama, memahami dan pelajari arti kata-kata baru, dan yang kedua, mengisi formulir seperti guru memberikan sejenis teks yang berisikan berbagai macam kosakata, dan seperti formulir tertentu yang setidaknya dapat memperluas pengetahuan siswa tentang kosakata. Dan yang ketiga yaitu kegiatan berlatih kosakata dengan menghafal dan memeriksanya. Dan yang keempat, mengkonsolidasikan, mendaur ulang, memperluas, mengatur, merekam, dan mempersonalisasikan kosakata. Hal ini dilakukan dalam upaya mengingat atau menghafal kosakata yang sudah dipelajari sebelumnya. Dan yang terakhir yaitu tentang mengembangkan strategi untuk belajar kosakata. Pengembangan strategi ini bisa dilakukan dengan games, dictionary, dan categories game. And the next, grouping words together definitely helps students associate new words with words they already know and assistant them in recalling words. Nah, dalam mengelompokkan kata-kata bersama pasti mendapat bantu siswa dalam mengasosiasikan kata baru dengan kata-kata yang sudah mereka ketahui dan membantu mereka dalam mengingat kata-kata tersebut. Students also need to learn if the word is an irregular plural form, such as child to children, or whether a given noun is countable or uncountable, such as apple to apples. This text should be involve a lot of listening and repetition as well as organizing and copying. Nah, siswa juga perlu jika kita belajar kata tersebut memiliki bentuk yang jamak atau yang tidak beraturan. Misalnya, child to children dari kata tunggal ke kata jamak. Dan atau apakah kata benda yang diberikan dapat hitung atau tidak dapat hitung seperti apple to apples. Nah, tahap ini harus melibatkan banyak mendengarkan dan pengulangan serta mengatur dan menyalinnya. And the next material presented by my friend.
Well, I will continue presentation, my friends. Vocabulary, practicing, memorizing, and checking activities involve the active participation of students. Children need to do certain activities with work in order to learn them properly and to make strong memory connection. The more things they do with the new word, the more frequently they use them. The more likely they are to remember them. This stage is interrelated with the stage of consolidating, recycling, extending, organizing, recording, and personalizing vocabulary. The fourth stage of learning vocabulary is based on the very same principle as the third stage. Example, children need to work with the new word a lot so that they stay in their long-term memory. Next. Presenting new words. There are several different ways of presenting new vocabulary to young learners. The most frequent ones are the following. Now, vis realia, bringing the things the word represent into the classroom. For example, postcard, lure, fan, and balls. The teacher holds up the object or points to its side the word and then gets student to repeat it. Saat ini misalnya guru mengangkat objek atau menunjukkannya dan mengucapkan kata tersebut dan kemudian meminta siswa untuk mengulanginya. The second picture. Pictures bringing a fan into the classroom is not a problem. Bringing in a car, however, is. One solution could be bringing in fixture, board drawing, wall fixture, card, and flashcard. Next, mime, action, and gesture. Action is probably better explained by 39 mime, especially with young learners. Contrast. Contrast is main presenting the meaning of a word by contrasting it with its opposite. For example, empathy, full, cold, hard, big, small. It can be carved out verbally, but also with the help of picture or miming by simply drawing attention to the contrast in meaning. Enumeration. It is a great and creative way of presenting meaning by enumerating or listing various items. For example, clothes, vegetable, and furniture. Explanation. Explanation is it can be very difficult, especially with young learner. At beginner and elementary level, it is more suitable for older and intermediate student. However, if it's done with care, it can be effective even with your younger children. Dengan melakukan penjelasan untuk terutama bagi pelajar muda di tingkat pemula itu merupakan sangat sulit. Hal ini atau cara ini cocok digunakan untuk siswa di tingkat menengah atau ke atas. Namun kita perlu berhati-hati dalam menjelaskannya agar lebih efektif. Selanjutnya pointing, touching, tasting, feeling, and smelling. It is about getting children using their sense. It help memorize word and understand their meaning. Using digital technology. Using the internet, the interactive with word, tablet, and smartphone. Okay, everyone. That's all about our presentation. Thank you.